Smith dishes to Cannon. Noel throws it down with the quick putback jam.
No tip required when you've got room to make the stuff.
Has some powerful second chance points right there.
Yeah, he wasn't wasting any time. Straight back up and right into the hoop.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up Clark that beautiful alley-oop dunk.
Yeah, it was nice. Just a gorgeous assist. Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
Paul Pierce is checked in for Los Angeles. Paul passes to Stevenson. Fires from the line. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Smith kicks it to Sims. Smith dishes to Noel. Back to Smith. Second shot opportunity. Misses off the left iron. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Clippers ahead, running away with it.
Next Wednesday, January 7th.
On the court for Philadelphia to start the 4th. Hollis Thompson is out there with Smith. Then there's Grant. Then it's Mbamute. And it's Embiid in at the 5.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly. That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Second chance shot. That's good.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
The 19-foot shot. Another one falls to the Clippers. About a minute played here in the 4th quarter. Embiid sets the pick for Smith, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
I think we can all agree that the NBA has become a bit of a nicer, friendlier league over the past few decades. Less animosity with players and less brutal rivalries, but there is still a level of trash talking going on, and I think at times it's a factor in games.
Well, with what you guys are talking about, there are some known trash talkers in the NBA, like Kevin Garnett, but overall it does seem to have come down a little bit in recent times.
Well, a lot of that is because the league has cracked down on trash talking. The officials are much more likely to call it quick technical. So I think players have adapted and just gone about playing their game and not doing as much talking as in the past.
It's off his foot, and the official's saying it was kicked. We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th.
Jeremy Grant, a sophomore small forward out of Syracuse. He brings elite length and athleticism at the 3 spot, but is still a work in progress regarding his perimeter skills. He could be a bit of a project, but I like all of his physical tools, and that leads you to believe he might be special in time.
Smith against Rivers. Pierce for 3, and Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Smith drawing the double team, and the powerful one-handed slam.
As soon as the double team came, he immediately looked to find the open man.
And Grant's father and uncle both played in the NBA. As someone who grew up around the game, he has a pretty good basketball IQ.
I think he's still a bit of a project, but you're right. He does have excellent DNA and a high-quality IQ. A guy who can rebound, he runs the floor, he can defend multiple positions. And typically, a young player coming into the league that doesn't necessarily have a position, if you can defend and work hard, a pretty good athlete, you got a chance to make a mark. The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress. Analytics has become a huge part of the NBA, and one element of that jumps out at me is basically the cameras that track every movement of every player and can provide info on when exactly a player gets tired to how much of their time on the floor they are actually running instead of standing around.
It's Thompson off the drive. Here's Grant, and he's good on the 3-ball. Grant's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Seems like guarding him on the perimeter is not a priority for this defense, but it will become one if he continues to knock them down.
And back to the camera system you were talking about, some teams using it more than others, but they are starting to find and use all sorts of data, Steve, from those cameras.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear how different teams are using that technology. Some teams use it to check on the club's spacing. They'll see how many times a guy is dribbling the ball compared to the season before. That's what the Celtics did with Rondo. And it's really interesting. It's a tremendous amount of data to process. But the trick is, making it work, making it mean something.
And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Well, don't get too used to that, fellas. I mean, that kind of dunk is not usually part of what he does.
Well, unless the D plays as soft on him as they did right there.
Yeah, exactly. With defense like that, anything is possible.
Davis with the double team. Grant kicks to Thompson. Three-pointer. Here is Mbamute. It's tipped for Los Angeles. They've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. And some solid looks for them. Stevenson inside the three-point line. Not enough on that one as it misses. The 76ers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Thompson passes to Roten. There's the dish to Robinson. From 12 feet out. That's good from Roten on the assist from Robinson. 12 points for Roten. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Guys, we see teams taking a more data-driven approach. Analytics now, a big part of things. You see that in the front office. And Steve, that brings in some new faces.
Yeah, in fact, in the last 2 years, over a third of the NBA teams have hired new decision makers. So only a couple played in the league, the majority being more of the analytical types. So there's definitely been a sea change in terms of NBA leadership.
Grant inside. He feeds it to Robinson. Passes to Roten. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. 4 on the shot clock. Lays it up and banks it in.
And for basketball lifers looking for roles in front offices, I think it's natural to feel threatened by the influx of more analytical minds. The feeling is, and I think it's an accurate one, that those analytical minds are favored because a lot of the owners come from a similar educational background in terms of being comfortable with numbers and wanting to measure things more and attach value to measurements as opposed to feel and experience of playing.
Stevenson inside the three-point line. No good. And the 76ers go the other way with it.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered. Another good pass, and their offensive execution has been impressive, to say the least.
The last 4 field goals have been assisted. Yeah, passing has kept the defense off balance, but to get assists, you got to make the shots.
1:44 left to play here in the fourth.
Well, I don't think the math guys are going away anytime soon in the NBA. I think the best organizations kind of take a holistic approach. They incorporate advanced stats and cap specialists, but there's also a lot of thought in terms of players who fit and experience and youth. It really is kind of one big concoction.
Blocked, but they recover it.
And we head to the final buzzer in a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. This will go in the books as a really gaudy win for Los Angeles.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one, Kevin, and then they do it again. It worked.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And I think this win builds confidence for this year in the matchup. They take the first win of the season series, and Well, that could play a factor the next time these two teams meet.
And that next meeting will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. So I think the next game will be hotly contested.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Jay. Every time he shot it seemed like it was just going to drop in, and nobody was surprised.
And Pierce over to help. Sampson, he's guarded by Rivers. Amute can't get it to go.
You know, his finishing ability leaves a lot to be desired, guys. He needs to take it to the basket stronger.
Aldrich feeds it to Rivers. Hits the three-point bomb.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Paul, it certainly seemed like the defense made